This is part 1 of tracing over a Jpeg. Now, you can download this from Blackboard and it'll open up exactly like this. I'm firstly going to go to Layers, again which you can find in Windows and Layers, and then I'm going to double tap here and I'm going to change this to be Template. And then I'm going to tick the lockbox here. I'm just going to slightly reduce the image to about 80%. Then I'm going to go to that button here, select new layer, and I'm going to call this option Trace. And then I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to go to View and just make sure that my rulers are actually added on. Then I'm going to go to, using the black arrow tool, I'm going to drag right along to create a center front line here. And then I'm going to use the top line here to create a chest measurement, which is just straight along here, as you can see, just underneath the armholes. Then I'm going to use my pen tool and just double tap here to make sure that we are using the black stroke. Then I'm just going to zoom in and I'm going to start by tracing one side of the vest. I'm going to start here by creating anchor points using the pen tool to create a shape using the Alt key to end every time each point. Just going to create a simple square here. I'm going to end the shape there. And I'm going to come back up using my pen tool. I'm going to join here and zoom in. I'm going to click here. I'm going to create the neckline and using the Alt key to end this point here. Then I'm going to click on the option of the left hand side. I'm going to use my rotation button and I'm going to hold down Alt on the center front line. I'm going to tap and this box should appear. Now as you can see, automatically this is actually reflected that one side to the opposite side. And then I'm just going to click, make sure it's vertical. I'm going to click copy and OK. Now as you can see, that's reflected each side over. I'm going to use Command and plus to zoom in, and I'm just going to zoom right in because I know that I need to join my two path points here. I'm just going to select each point here by holding down the Shift. As you can see, each point is now selected. I'm going to go to Object, Path and Join. Object, Path and Join. I'm just going to use Command and minus to zoom back out. And then I'm going to use the arrow key, holding down the space bar to shift my artwork up. And then I'm going to zoom in here, as I know this is where my other 2 points are that I need to join. Again, I'm going to select the point here by zooming in and holding down the Shift key. Then I'm going to go to Object, Path and Join. Now I have my full outline shape of the vest. But now I know that I need to add in my centre back neck line. I'm going to start by creating a new shape using the pen tool. And I'm going to go right over here to this point. And I'm going to curve it right in using the anchor tool. And then I'm going to drag and that point there. I'm going to use the white arrow tool just to bring this right up to here. And then I'm going to go back to my pen tool, making sure that I join now the last anchor point that I left. And I'm just going to create a slightly wider neck. And then I'm going to bring it right down to here. And then I'm going to actually start to curve the shape. Now right now I'm not too bothered that you can see here. Now I've joined up the points. Now I'm actually going to fill this now into white. And then I'm going to fill in the front. Now I'm going to send this shape to the back by selecting the black arrow tool, go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. And then I'm going to use my black arrow tool to select the front body panel. And I'm going to go to Swatches. I'm going to select white to fill this CAD in. Now as you can see, our vest is now starting to form, to take shape. And then I'm going to zoom in again, and I actually want to create a new neckline shape here, the same kind of width as the back. And I'm going to create a new shape over the top of my body using the pen tool. I'm going to start here by using this point as a guide and bring it right down, and I'm going to come to the centre front and just shape this here. I'm then going to go on Command and use Alt to end this point. Now I actually can see here that this is filled, and I actually don't want that to be filled right now. So I'm just going to click here on Remove Fill. And then as you can see, my anchor point is still connected. So I'm just going to bring that right round again to here, and I'm going to curve that round. And then I'm going to end the anchor point here, and then bring it up to here. And then I'm going to go right along the front line here that I've already created to match this up. And then I'm going to end the anchor point. As you can see, just lining it up. And then here, joining it. Now I can see that my neckline is slightly a little bit too big, so I'm going to use the white arrow tool to just slightly reshape this. Using the anchor arrow points here to create the line. Again, this is a good test because you now are amending a CAD which has not been identically reflected, and you're using each point to line up inch by inch and slightly amending. Now I'm just going to zoom out so you can see this. Now we want to add in our stitch lines to our sleeves and our hem. Now I'm just going to use the pen tool to create a straight line across here. And then I'm going to go to Stroke, Dash Line. And this has been automatically set from previously, because as you will see over time, your Illustrator will become your panel, and each window and tool that you have open here will automatically remember what you've done previously. So I'm happy with this being 3 by 3 and a 1 point. I'm going to zoom out again so you can see. Now I'm just going to add in my stitch line to my armhole. I'm going to go on the pen tool again, and just using that point there, I'm just going to create one small section like this. I'm just going to end by that. Now I'm actually going to zoom in here, and I'm actually just going to use the white arrow tool just to realign this slightly closer. Now I'm going to use my black arrow tool. I'm going to click on the stitch line, and I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, and then Paste. Now as you can see, this is completely copied the stitch line here. And then I'm going to go to the Reflect tool, and I'm going to preview it because it's now reflected this absolutely vertical, and click OK. And I'm going to use the black arrow tool, and I'm just going to hover this and bring it right around here to my other centre front, other sleeve. Then I'm going to zoom out, and now you can see our vest is starting to form. And now I can see that I actually have this panel here in the centre back that I need to fill in. I'm just going to zoom in, and I'm actually just going to create another shape using the pen tool, slightly bigger and over the lines at the moment. And as you can see, my dash tool is actually still connected, So I'm going to stroke and untick the dashed line here. Then I'm going to go back to just creating that shape here. As you can see, I'm just creating a kind of shape which is filling in this. And then I'm going to go click on my swatches and click white, and then I'm going to go to Object, Arrange, Center Back. And now these are 3 separate shapes on top of each other. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to clip and mask a pattern in and how to use a gradient to create an ombre effect.